You're always taught, don't get somebody back, especially when they give back their gun when their bell's been rung that bad. But so I just unloaded it, you took the mag out, racked the round out, and just handed it back to him. Hey, Tig, check this out. Like literally, it's kind of limp. It's pretty jacked up. But
when did the Delta Force guys show up?
Just before the mortars hit, and that's where the mortars hit, right in a row on those walls. Next thing I know, they just push him off. He comes down right next to me, smacks. I can hear the shoulder crunch, his head hit. They're saying that I lied about what they did. They're saying, again, they're trying to tell everybody that they got him off dignified and all that crap.
And they're going to be upgraded to the Medal of Honor.
Yep, I read it. Again, he says, well, I contacted the Special Forces Operations Command.
This is the Anti-Hero podcast.
Yeah, but it's the other guy that they... Over here on the left-hand side is one guy. He's got his pistol out. So I start talking to him immediately. Say, hey man, you can be okay. Say calm. I got you. Had my, actually ended up having Oz's go bag instead of mine. Cause mine got left in the vehicle over at the consulate. I didn't lose that either. It got left in the vehicle. So I start going through Oz's stuff, trying to figure out where his tourniquets are and stuff like that. Cause Ubin, his left leg, left arm almost completely severed off. It was just shredded. So if you actually watch the movie and they show Oz's arm and stuff, that's what Dave Ubin's leg and arm looked like. It was just shredded. So I go for his leg first, start getting it on, and then before I started this, I got on the radio and said, hey guys, I got men down. I need help up here. And then I started going to work, finding things, and got the tourniquet on him. Got the second tourniquet on. I'm trying to look him over. It's still dark out, and it's kind of like the blue light kind of a thing. So it's not light enough to really see, but you can kind of see shadows. So I'm trying to look at him as close as I can without busting the flashlight out, because those are pretty accurate freaking mortars. So there's got to be a spotter somewhere. Mm-hmm. So for your audience, again, a spotter is somebody who sees what we call a splash, which is the impact, and then they tell the mortar team how to adjust. So that's what I was afraid of. So they see movement, they're going to relaunch them or something. So I have no idea why they stopped. So I look him over as best I can. I said, all right, this, right now is the best I can do. I got to, because I know there's dudes with other stuff got to be blown up. And I grab my stuff, get on the radio, say, hey, I got guys down, I need help. I go to turn. That's when Dave said, hey, give me back my gun. I'm thinking, oh, fuck, you're always taught, don't give somebody back, especially when they give back their gun when their bell's been rung that bad. But I also thought, it might help keep him calm and stop him, give him something else to think about besides going into shock. So I just unloaded it, he took the mag out, racked the round out, and just handed it back to him. I doubt he realized I did it because, still dark. I had my back turned towards him, but to me, again, it was just that try to keep him calm kind of a thing. Yeah. So I got up, started moving across. There was one guy just laying flat in the middle of the building, not moving. Keep moving. There's we had a little water tower thing. Water, you can just hear it flowing. I didn't know what it was at first. But I could see somebody kind of laying against the wall, moving. Somebody else was laying down in the fetal position, but went straight to the guy that was moving. Ended up being Oz. He's just kind of sitting there. I think he saw me coming, and he had his tourniquet out. I think he was starting to do it for himself, but I think he saw me. He's like, I got, I'll just let him put it on. Oz is kind of lazy. You interviewed him. You kind of know. So he's just kind of, just like bouncing his wrist up and down, saying, hey, Tig, check this out. Like literally, it's kind of limp. It's pretty jacked up, but he's just like, hey, I think it's messed up. I'm like, yeah, quit playing with it. They're going to make it even worse, man. Stop. And he's like, yeah, but look, it was just one of those moments. And I ended up just, last time, get on the radio, said, I got guys down, I need help. And that's when OD gets on the radio, says, hey, if nobody's going to go over there and help, I'm going to get off this damn roof and do it myself. That's when I hear Hush get on the radio again and says, no, just stay where you're at. We're on our way. Not that they're coming up. I guess they're just now leaving the building. So I get the tourniquet on Oz. I get him up, say, hey, can you walk to the ladder by yourself? And he's kind of like, he's seeing Roan kind of right there next to him. He's like, well, I guess I got no choice. And so I kind of guide him a little bit just to make sure he didn't collapse, I guess, because, they got to be, that brain's got to be wrong pretty bad. So he moves on. He was able to walk. I go over to the third guy, which ended up being Roan. Flipped him over onto his back, checked for a pulse. Never got a pulse, but his throat moved. So, for me, adrenaline could have been pumping. I don't really know. So I kind of sat for another second, didn't feel anything, ripped off his body armor, lifted up his shirt, try to, do a look, listen, feel. Again, couldn't really see too much, but I was at least trying to see if I could hear or feel a breath. Couldn't feel anything. And that's at that moment, I was like, okay, I got to break out the flashlight. Got the flashlight, checked his pupils, no dilation. So right there, I kind of knew he was gone. And then with Oz, he was just going down the ladder. One of the Delta Force guys was just up there. And I was like, Oz is going to go down there. They're going to start screaming because Roan was our only medic on the base. So I just got on the radio, said, hey, everybody, Roan's gone. Went over to the fourth individual. Again, rolled him over, and initially when I saw him, again, it was still kind of dark. I thought it was Jack. Like to process everything really quick, but I'm like, oh, wait a second, no, I can't, because I was just talking to Jack. He's over on that building. So, but did the same process to him. Did a pulse check, look, listen, feel, pupil dilation. There was nothing. But this time, after I'd finished this, I could hear. I don't remember if it was a team leader or it was the country team leader, but they're like, hey, we got to hurry up and get off the building. We got to hurry up and get down. So this time, the whole time I've been up there was no fire, no shooting going on, no nothing. In my mind, though, I'm just like, at this point, there's no rush. Mortars keep coming in. We're all dead. These buildings are not designed to handle freaking mortar strikes. And, it was by the grace of God that building even stood by getting those 3 81 millimeter mortars they say got hit by. I mean, that's insane. But where it hit was directly because the walls over there, they were like, about 1.5 foot concrete walls. And that's where the mortars hit, right in a row on those walls. Damn. I think that's the only reason why it stood.
Wow.
So I went over, again, they're like, hurry up, we need to get off. I saw them. They had Dave Ubin, the Delta Force guys. And about the only thing they really did was they built the backpack, kind of human backpack, to get Dave Ubin off the roof. So they got him down, and I'm just collecting the weapon systems. I'm went over to Roan, and grabbed his guns, checking his pockets for like wallet or anything, just in case we had to leave him, because it may have happened, right? So then, before I left, I knelt down, said a prayer over him. Went over to Bub at the time. Again, didn't know who the hell he was. Never worked with him. But again, same thing, checking his pockets, checking for wallets, in case wedding ring, and didn't know. Trying to check as much gear as I could. Said the prayer over him. Then I got down. At this time, they're just getting a stretcher around for Dave Ubin. So I go in, I drop all the weapons off. I go back. Oz, they got him laying on the ground, so I'm stepping over him. They're cutting his clothes off. I go straight to the back, which ended up being our medical room, I guess. It was the kitchen, but it was our medical room. And I'm trying to open up the blast doors. That way they could bring him in through the back versus the front, because he was jacked up, avoid the staffers from seeing it, I guess, from seeing him. Couldn't get the doors open, and got up like a fraction of the way, and it was just those mortars jacked it up. So I go and I just grab 4 more tourniquets, and I got in my pocket, put them in the backpack, start walking back around, and 2 other the GRS guys actually end up having Dave Ubin, and they were walking in front, and passing by the 2 Delta Force guys. Again, at the time, I didn't know. I thought they were just GRS guys. And they're like, hey, where are you going? I said, I'm going to go back towards the tower and watch that sector. And they're like, oh, you can't do that. It's too dangerous. I'm like, what the fuck you mean I can't do that? I've been up there all fucking night, not too. So we're like having a shouting match. That's when the country team leader comes out. He's like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, I need to go over there and watch the fucking sector because it's unprotected. And Delta Force guy's like, oh, it's too dangerous. You can't go over there. I was like, fuck this is stupid. And then that's when team leader just go right here. Just stand by right here. I'm just like, again, I got, walls higher than the ceiling in here. And I'm like going, this whole freaking area now is completely fucking unprotected.
When did the Delta Force guys show up?
Just before the mortars hit.
How did they get there?
With the team from Tripoli. So Yeah, so we're just kind of, I'm just again like, this is fucking stupid. I mean, this is the dumbest security position ever, because people could be literally sneaking up to our wall right now and coming in. We wouldn't even know it. All of our cameras got shot out in that whole corner. All of our lights got shot out, so it's completely unprotected. You know, Boone might be able to see some of it over there, but again, you still had a bunch of shrub. You had a bunch of, again, sheep pens. They could be sneaking up on us and all kinds of shit. It's just like, this is so stupid. But then I think one of the case officers got a hold of another unit that was down there, and they had about 300 strong, gun trucks, all that stuff. They showed up again. I think 7:38 in the morning, something like that, and that's when I'm just standing there like, this is so freaking stupid. The two Delta Force guys come back, said, "Hey, we got to get the guys off the roof." And I'm like, "Okay, we got a tow strap that we use to pull the tires." And as we're walking, I'm telling them, I can go get it. We can lower them down. They're like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We got this. So we just need you to come and pull security for us." So I go and I start going up the ladder, pull security, right? Like, "No, what are you doing? Just stay down here and wait." So how do you want me to pull security for you while you're up on the roof while I'm down here? And I got a wall that's like 10 feet from me. This is fucking, again, this is stupid. So they're up on the ladder and I'm just kind of sitting there again, like, this is so freaking dumb. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, they're going to, probably do the whole backpack thing, bring the guys down, because we got time. Now we have like a 300 man militia surrounding our compound. They got gun trucks. They're in uniform. They're very well organized, very well structured. So, again, we had time. They lower them down. And next thing I know, as I'm sitting here, I'm looking this way, back this way. Again, it's another like a shed. So all I can really do is look forward. But even in front of me, I got a big ass generator house. So I really can't see shit. And next thing I know, I see a body get put up on top of the ledge. And, I'm still probably, I don't know, good 3 feet, from the outside the ledge. And next thing I know, they just push him off. He comes down right next to me, smacks. I can hear the shoulder crunch, his head hit. And then you can see where he ran into because we had like really thick kind of rose bushes. Kind of sliced his stomach open a little bit and ended up being Bub. And I'm just like, holy shit, I can't believe they just did this. And then, I'm still standing there and I'm going, oh, I know it's fucking coming next. The first one was kind of a shock. The other one was just fucking miserable. And you just hear him come down, smack, you can hear the shoulder hit and then the head hits. And again, in my mind, at least try to lower them down by their hands, something, let them drop, but just to shove them off like that was fucking disgusting. And then, what they told the Roan's wife and everybody's family was, "Oh, we got them off respectfully." That's not respect. That was a fucking disgrace. There's nothing you could do about it. It was done. So a couple of the guys came around. I ended up grabbing Bub's arms, and the other URS guy grabbed his legs, carried him around, got him up on the bed. And I know we'll go back to a little bit more about the fight that we had sitting there that they're saying that I lied about what they did. They're saying, again, they're trying to tell everybody that they got them off dignified and all that crap. They're trying to say that the Delta Force, I hate bashing on guys, kind of like those dudes that kind of started this whole thing again. But they got an award saying they went up on the roof under fire and all this shit. There was no fire. I was the first one up on the damn roof.
They got an award for that?
They got the second highest award. Both of them. Second highest.
For going up on a roof.
Yep. And getting Dave Ubben off. That's all they did. And throwing Ronan Bub off. So when they came out and started attacking me, saying we lied about that I lied about it. Oh, I was pissed. So I started going through all the congressional reports. Well, there's actually another eyewitness proving that they threw the bodies off the roof in that report, because he saw it through the back door. He talks about it in Congress. So now they're actually they're trying to get upgraded to the Medal of Honor as well.
They're trying to upgrade that to the Medal of Honor.
Yep. For showing up late. And again, reading through his congressional report, they waited 2 to 3 minutes after the mortars hit to even come out. Dude, I was up on that fucking roof in like 30 seconds. So, anyways, so yeah, if you guys, there was a whole fight. I mean, you know about that big fight, and I was pissed. I was going off.
Yeah.
They're trying to slander, saying that, anyways. So just get them up on, and then me and Jack were supposed to be the drivers for the flatbed. Well, he kind of came. Obviously, he heard about Roan, but again, he didn't know anything about Bub either. And I guess he worked with Bub in the teams. They were on the same team together, and he saw him, and I just saw him go white. He was just kind of like, holy shit. So he kind of got in the driver's seat and just kind of sat there. And I looked, I was like, dude, you want me to drive? He's like, yeah. So we kind of swapped. We covered them up with sheets the best we could. So we ended up going out. Everybody else is like, they're all in these sedans and shit, all these fast freaking vehicles. And we got this Haji flatbed, 2-mile-an-hour truck, and we're fucking I'm trying to drive this damn thing. We went the long route. We went through the city, which ended up being 13 miles. But I just remember the militia coming up next to us, like on the main highway. They're like the cars were gone. We're like back, me and Jack are just back by ourselves with 2 militia trucks. And I'm like, I'm going as fast as I could in this damn thing. So I'm just like, fuck, we're going to get hit going to the airport. So we finally catch up. Well, they were still sitting at the gate trying to get in. Well, the militia controlling the airport didn't like the militia that was escorting us. A lot of people don't understand is that militia that showed up that actually rescued us from that attack in the compound was Gaddafi's military. So they didn't even know, again, our intel service didn't even know they were there. Had no idea.
Jeez. Did these Delta guys, did they see it was over when they showed up?
Yeah.
Was it all the way over?
I mean, they were there when the mortars hit, but that was it. They didn't come out. They didn't shoot a gun. They didn't fire. They were never out in the open under fire. Nothing.
And they got the second highest award.
Yep. For Army and Marines. What is the Navy Star, I think, or something like that.
Navy Cross?
Navy Cross, yeah.
And they're going to be upgraded to the Medal of Honor.
I read it. Yep, they're trying to get upgraded to the Medal of Honor. Which to me, it's just a slap in the face. It's a disgrace to that award. So I'm doing my best to fight it, but again, I've even told a couple of the Medal of Honor recipients, it's like, this is it degrades what the purpose of it is.
What do they say?
They can't really do anything. It's up to some committee and crap, which again, you try to get a hold of, try to email, nothing. So, and it goes like if those guys get that award, I'll never be able to look at a Medal of Honor the same way ever again. Because I'll be thinking the same thing, like, you didn't fucking earn that.
And people came after you for this?
Yeah, I mean, I had the other Delta Force podcast came at me. Some other journalist that does Fox News came at me for it, saying that we lied, because they're saying the Delta Force guys are saying that I lied, that they got them down respectfully. They were up on the roof under fire, all this horse shit. Again, I was up there. I was going to a third individual, put on 2 tourniquets, looked one over, put it on another tourniquet, looked one over, getting him up, moving him, going to the third individual before anybody got up on the roof. So, I mean, I was up there for a while.
Did they stop coming after you?
I haven't heard anything yet, but I mean, they could just block me again. I only saw it like it was on Fox News. I was scrolling through it. I was like, saying that we fabricated the book. The book was full. I was like, what the hell is this? And that's what I read. The Delta Force guy saying this and this. And I was like, oh, hell no. So I kind of went at them. And, they're trying to say, we put this out there. Nobody reached out. Well, actually, they talked about on the show how Boone's team, they laughed it off. That he tried to reach out. And again, it was just a bunch of horseshit. All they do is try to tear guys down. I mean, and it's, you got other operators trying to tear other operators apart, which is horseshit. In my opinion, if somebody says over exaggerates something, I don't really care. But again, if you're going to sit there and tell me that I lied about it, I'm going to have a big problem with it. And so again, I went through, that's a lot of congressional hearing stuff to read through. Again, found his statement contradicts what he says, even in his own freaking citation that he was given. What he testifies in Congress contradicts his own citation. And then this other guy, again, he says, well, I contacted the Special Forces Operations Command within 24 hours. And he said, no, his awards are good. Nobody's going to get back to you that fast, period.
Who was that?
I forgot what the guy's name is. He's like the big, usually I guess he does more sports crap, but he's buddies with the Delta Force guys that do that podcast. So,
this is the Anti-Hero podcast.
Yeah, but it's the other guy that they use, I think, too, also. This is some kind of big podcaster as well. I can't remember his guy's name, but so far when I did my whole, I did a whole video on it and stuff, even Roan's mom got a hold of me because she heard about it. She's all, hell no. Because she did her own investigation into shit, so she knows the truth.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan